Hello, unscripted, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your girl, Gladys Nyambura, and if you are new here, please consider subscribing to our channel so you can get to watch this video, the next ones that I'll be uploading, and guess what? 191 videos that I've posted in the past. This YouTube channel is going to change your life completely. So if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're doing to yourself right now. No, I would like to apologize because I haven't been posting videos on my channel because I haven't been in my house. A very long story for another day. Probably one of those success stories. When I'm giving out my success story, I hope I can remember or maybe remind me to speak about why I hadn't been posting for like 11 days and why I wasn't in my house. However, by God's grace, guess who's back? Me! Yeah, and so I'm very happy because I'm back in my elements and I couldn't be grateful. Now, we are going to talk about Alma Mutheu'S and Gifts music. If you haven't seen the story yet, it's a very, very long story. Let me just give you a recap. Now, Alma Mutheu'S is a content creator and so is Gifts. Apparently, they've been dating all along and I never knew they were dating. I just knew like they were doing content together. The other day, they went for an interview in a certain TV, online media. And so when they went to the interview, there was there was a lot that Alma let out, and especially regarding the boyfriend called Gift Music. And let me just say, this has received mixed reactions online, and it's just crazy out there how people are actually throwing stones at Alma for speaking her truth. And I'll give you the story, two sides of the story. Now, Alma claimed that she had been hosting this young man called Gift Music, who is apparently the boyfriend. And she expressed how she was just so tired of providing for him, or even if like not fully, but most of the time she's the one that is providing, and the boyfriend, in as much as he maybe has money, does not spend the money on the right things. For example, she claimed to have witnessed him buying a 14,000 shoe, and I think it's the one that the man was wearing, whereas Alma's shoes cost 1,500. Now, another thing she said that was she was also like sort of tired of her hosting him in her house, and also the fact that it all seemed as if he wasn't really stepping up as a man, and you know how that can feel to a lady. And so she also went ahead and said that she feels as if she feels as if Gift rather does not fully, does not really like immerse himself into his full potential as a creator, music producer or writer. And she also felt as if she was just being derailed and there wasn't so much that Gift was contributing to her life. Now, you should have seen the reaction that Gift gave when Alma said that he had been living in her house. Gift said that he does not live in her house, rather, he has his own place. And I'm like, okay, so where is this coming from? Now, before the beginning of the interview, there's something that the host said. The host indicated that when they came to the interview, they were arguing, like in the back seats, they were still arguing. And so I feel like whatever they were arguing about accelerated during the interview. Now, Gifts, on the other hand, like his facial reactions said it all. He felt as if he was being embarrassed during the interview, and it's as if Alma was like airing his dirty laundry out there, and people did not take it well or lightly online. So let's go to the reactions that men gave. So many men are calling out. Well, before we get there, let's talk about the host. The host simply advised Gift Music, the man, to not rely on the lady to feed him at all. He advised him to go and get his shit together, that is, rent a house for himself, which is the best advice ever. Rent a house for himself. And two, he also advised him to just get his life going, like do the best he can do in his life, like just get his stuff together, look for the money, like secure the bag first, and then the ladies will follow. Because in the interview it seemed as if Alma was like the cougar in the relationship, and he was just the sugar boy, the sugar baby. And it's unfortunate because I think the man is older than the lady. However, from observation, the lady is 25 years old, and for a lady at 25 years old, that's when your frontal cortex has fully grown. And for the young man, I believe it could be around like 5 years later, that's around 30 years. And so for the lady, she's at her prime. She feels as if this man needs to do more. He needs to act like a man. They've been dating for more than 2 years or 3 years. Probably they've known each other longer, but dating for 2+ years. And so the lady feels as if the guy is simply wasting her time because she's at her prime and she's ready to date for marriage. And this is clearly a lady that is also planning to like have a kid. And according to the way she was speaking, she seemed so bitter and she seemed to be the man in the relationship. Oh my god. If you don't know what that does to a lady, you see, like when you're in a relationship with a man, and first of all, let me just put this out there. During the interview and every other place that I had seen Gift, I always felt his feminine energy more. And I always felt as if who Alma was more into her masculine energy. And for me to be attracted to a man that has feminine energy, that's a no go for me. Honestly, like that is a no go for me. And so, what happens when a lady dates a man who is feminine, and making it worse? It's not as if he's feminine and then working hard, feminine but not living to his full potential. What that does to a lady is that it derails her. It makes her want to step up as the man, and she's going to always be angry because she expects something from you but you're not delivering. And so when Alma, I felt like that was a moment of Alma breaking down, only that she didn't even shed tears, but just by speaking her truth and putting like the dirty laundry out there, quote unquote, was just her breaking down and expressing how she felt. I don't know if that was clout or not, but if if ever that was the truth and Alma was actually experiencing all these things that she was saying during the interview, I just feel like this man called Gift was actually in a comfort zone because Alma is that go-getter lady who will make you feel comfortable and give you space to do, like to just do better as a man. However, as a man, if you get comfortable, unfortunately that is going to upset her. And so I really did feel Alma. I felt her completely. And people out there bashing her, telling her that you're embarrassing your own man, what. I just feel pity for those people, because for a lady to actually come up and speak her truth like that, it means she has been through the same things and has talked to the man about the same over and over again. Can I tell you, like, the most annoying thing to ever do is be serious, or maybe like tell a man something and then he takes it as a joke. That is the worst thing ever, and it's so annoying. And I can assume of a situation where Alma maybe is probably trying to tell Gift, "Hi Gift, you know you're so good. You know you're gifted at, producing music." And then Gift is like, or maybe downplaying it, like, ah, stop it, I know. And then, like, he does nothing about that. That is the worst thing that can ever happen to you as a lady, when you're trying to be, or maybe you tell a man that when you do this, you hurt me. Or maybe that this type of man, let me not speak for so many, but a few, this type of man that just take everything literally. If you tell him, in my life, I feel like you're the villain. I feel like you're making me the monster, because you are the villain and you are the monster, and now you're influencing me into making me a monster. There are actually men that will take that literally and assume that the villain they've seen in so many movies, they're stronger, what. Take an example of Batman. The villain they've seen in movies and stuff like that, they've like they just love what they do, and so he's not going to take that seriously. He's just going to take it as if you're praising him, and in the actual sense he's hurting you. And at the end of the day, he's going to even like double the energy he had as that villain monster and make you worse. So you're going to break as a lady. And if you happen not to hit rock bottom, you most definitely will become a villain yourself and probably do harm to him, because he's already used to you not reacting or doing anything. Yeah. And it's just unfortunate. And I love it for Alma that she was able to like come out and talk about what she had been bottling in her heart like all along. And it's not every day that you meet someone that triggers that beat in you. I feel like that was a wake up call for Gift as well, because at the end of the interview, all Alma was trying to say is, "Gift, I need you to do better. I need you to step up as the man. I need you to get out of your comfort zone and work hard." And I mean, like, get it from me, but no lady likes it when they earn more than the man. Now, I'd never want my man to earn less than I do. Even if I'm earning like a million every single month, I'd still want my man to earn like 1.5 or 2 million. It's just how it is. Like, subconsciously, you're just going to disrespect this man for just little things. And it could be okay at the beginning, and I feel like no, let's go to the backlash that Alma Mutheu'S is receiving online, and let's go to like I checked out Wakaniaro online, and he actually told Gift the truth. He told him, "Gift, you do not need help." Wakaniaro, like Steve, like Massage by Steve, the guy has worked with the guy, like the Steve has worked with Gift Music, in like he's done like a video for him in the past, and honestly, when I went to like check out the video, it was perfect. And so the guy is gifted. He does not really need our help. All he needs to do is tap into whatever that he's gifted mostly at, and that is camera work. If it's video producing videos, he needs to tap into that. I also went ahead and checked out his YouTube channel. He's a musician. Well, it could be it's not doing so well, but the videos are quality. I went and checked out the work that he's done for so many celebrities here in Kenya, and he has done some great work, and I couldn't be happier. I was like, wow, why does this man needs to be under the wings of this lady? He could literally fly on his own. And so there was also like another guy that told, there was also like, I told you the reactions were mixed. There were some people that were advising Gift to leave Alma Mutheu'S, like to leave the relationship before it gets worse. And I mean, I could really understand why, because not every day you come across a lady exposing her man like that. Do I really call it exposing, or maybe the right word is embarrassing? Before Alma Mutheu'S like broke down, keep in mind before the interview actually started, they were having an argument. Maybe she was just fed up with everything and she just found it as the right platform to express how she felt. However, since there were two men in that interview, probably they did not receive the information the way she expected. Rather, they went ahead and judged her. I could be wrong, but that's just my perspective as a lady. As for gifts, I mean, like, I could really understand how Gift felt, because of course Alma was simply like venting out, but it wasn't really like the right platform to do so, and so that is why Gifts felt embarrassed. However, as for Gifts, I feel like already the fact that your lady is so tired of you, it means that you need to work on yourself. It means that you need to get out there and do what you can, like fend for your family. If you go on a date and she removes her wallet and she wants to pay, don't let her. Make her feel like she is with you and not her, not the other way around. Make her feel like she is your girlfriend and not a financial. I don't know if that makes sense. If you cannot afford the expensive places she wants to go, bring up an option that you can afford. You don't have to take her to Marriott, you don't have to do that. If all you can afford at the moment is KFC, then go to KFC. Just take her there. And I mean, like, ladies, if a lady loves you, she's going to appreciate the little things that you do to her. Even if it's a kibandaski. If she loves you, oh my god, I have someone knocking at the door. If she loves you, she will not complain. Sorry about that. I just heard a knock on my door and I went to check, and it was my neighbor that wanted me to do something for her, and yeah, we did that. So all I was saying is that gifts, it doesn't matter what this lady is used to at the moment. You are the man in her relationship and you control what happens in her life. Of course she has a say, but just don't go out of your way to make her happy. And I mean, like, this is a mistake that women make all the time. It's a mistake that women make all the time. And in the relationship between Gift and Alma Mutheu'S, I could see that the two young couple love each other so much. And I mean, like, Gift said that he had been, like, he even like dyed his hair pink because that's Alma's favorite color. I mean, like, if you guys are on that level of love, it means that you are still young, and I'm not against it. But in the actual sense, did you know that Alma did not ask you to dye your hair pink? This is one of those cases of, but I didn't tell you to do that. And if there's anything that Gift needs to learn, is that he has been going out of his way to please Alma, and so has Alma. But in the actual sense, Gift did not ask Alma to host him in her house or to do things for her. She did not ask her that. He was only doing that out of love because they're both in a relationship. Clearly, Gift wants to see Alma flourish. He wants to see her go to places and stuff like that. Alma, on the other hand, wants him to do better. She wants him to be this amazing man. He has so much potential. Explore that. Only that maybe probably they have like communication issues in their relationship, and so Alma expresses her love in a tough way. You see, like the tough love kind, the one that most of us African children have been brought up with. That is, Alma expresses tough love on Gift. And Gift is that soft kind of man. And I felt like as if Alma is a very has tapped into her masculine energy, probably because of circumstances forcing her to do so. And I mean, like when you tap into your masculine energy, it's actually like a coping mechanism, because probably you're so used to frustrations from men. It could be from your family or people you've been dating. And take an example of Gifts. He could be a reason as to why this young lady Alma has is so immersed into her masculine energy to an extent of, like, wanting to be the man in the relationship. And I mean, like, there was a question that Oga Obina asked, and he was like, for starters, who is the man in this relationship? I don't take that question lightly, because before you ask a couple such a question, clearly there must be something that you've seen to trigger you to ask the question. And so I feel like Alma Mutheu'S is not the best. She's not really the best girlfriend for Gift at the moment, because he's still trying to like figure out himself, trying to like sort of build. And so I feel like she's not the right girlfriend. Alma deserves someone who's way mature. And I mean, like, she deserves someone who can lead her. Because as it is, she's the leader in the relationship. And I'm not trying to like, say that Gift is not all that. I'm only trying to say that Alma needs a man that is not soft. She needs a man that is tough, a man that is a leader, a man who is manly, a man who's probably older, a man who's probably in his stage of I won't get married, a man that is going to make her learn things, a man that's probably toured the world, a man that is going to actually bring something to the table. And whatever he brings to the table will be more than what Alma can offer. And I could really understand where Alma is coming from, because every single day a woman lives in the constant fear that a relationship is not going to work, and what will happen when it doesn't work. And also, we live in the constant fear that we want our men to do more. And that is why you're finding that Alma is expressing tough love on Gift, which has been 100% misunderstood. And of course, I mean, I'm not for like saying such things on social media about my guy, but it could be she wasn't being heard in the house, or it could be the man was taking her for granted while in the house. Do I blame her? No. We all have our breaking point. I mean, like, I've been to a point where I've broken down, like, completely. Sometimes, and I feel like the reason, like, most men totally misunderstand the statement, all men are the same. Men do really misunderstand that statement. I feel like it's a very misunderstood statement, because there was this creator that commented on this situation, and he was like, gifts, you need to run. Don't be in that relationship a minute longer, because if in your down moment a woman can expose you like that, that means she's capable of doing more. And I'm like, come on. If you actually watched the entire interview, you would know that Alma was just trying to tell Gift, you need to put in more work and you need to be more of a man. And before she actually says these things, it means that she has said them in the house and she's not been heard. And that's why I keep saying that there could be like a communication problem in their relationship. And I just don't even know what to say, but that is just how you see, like how Alma came out and spoke her truth and how tired she was, like having Gift like around her, and Gift was trying to like help her push her content. But in the actual sense, did Alma actually ask him to leave his entire life alone and come and focus on hers? No, she did not do that. And that is something that people do. Like, you just volunteer to be someone's cheerleader in the hopes that when they make it, that is also your success. It's just a sad truth, but it just doesn't work like that in the real world. No, it doesn't. People have priorities. People want to see you grow. People want to see you be a better person. I wouldn't be happy with my man coming into my life and putting his 100% energy on me. I wouldn't be happy with that, because I'd feel as if that kind of a man is a weak man. And okay, if I'm actually like the source of your gigs, Alma stated that she was the one that was actually making calls. No, she was actually the one that. Okay, it seems as if she was the one who was calling shots. Like she was saying that even like the clients that she's worked with, she directs them to him when they need a service that he can offer. And I was like, girl, you're simply spoon feeding this man. And can you, at that point, I feel like you can now totally understand where the frustration of Alma is coming from. She's the man in the relationship. She's doing the most in the relationship, and it's unfortunate, but every man needs to hear this. I've actually been an Alma once, and well, okay, in one of my previous videos I said that I always have this need to protect the people that I love and the people, be it family or someone I'm in a relationship with. And when I come across I almost said across when I come across a man that I like and he's in his comfort zone and has tapped into his feminine energy more than the masculine, that could be a problem. And I'm this kind of a person that will go out of my way to do things for someone. up until the sad reality hit me. And the sad reality was that whatever it is that I do to the people that I love, I do them because I expect they are also like the same way. If I'm good to you, I expect that you're also a good person. And so you would be a good person to me. It's not as if I was doing, and it's also like a matter of identifying what other people are like. You see, like that stage of dating someone, the friendship bit is very important. Because one thing I never understood was that the people that I date, I've not grown with them in my household. I just met them out here. And that was a very sad truth because every time I'd maybe probably take like, what can I say? Well, like how you show your love to someone. Every time I showed my partner how, like, I expressed how much I loved them with a significant gesture, and they never returned the same in one way or another, let alone that with gratitude, I would feel hurt because in my heart I felt as if the way I show love is the same way that people show love. However, out here people are very different. There are people that you will show love and they don't know how to show it. And it's just unfortunate. And then I came to realize that it doesn't even matter, like, even if it's money I'm spending on someone that I love, they will not reciprocate the same. At the end of the day, they did not ask me to love them like that. And so I was just ending up hurt. And keep in mind, it's not as if I was doing anything to my partner and expecting anything in return. It's just common sense. Like when someone does something nice to you, you either return with a favor or gratitude, in whichever way that you know how to. And I realized that I was hurting so much, and I was going out of my way to an extent. At one time, I even used like half of my salary to get my then boyfriend a gift. And to me that meant a lot because this is half my salary, and I'm buying you something. But all he did was, you know, take it for granted, like not even appreciate it. And I just sat with myself and I was like, okay, for starters, did you and this man ever have a conversation and reached a point where he told you, will you be my girlfriend? I was actually literally in tears and I said no. Did he ever ask you to do all these things that you do for him? And I said no. And then it was so unfortunate because I felt like as if I was the man in the relationship, and I actually was the man in the relationship because I created like an environment for him where he was very comfortable. To an extent, he even like dropped his work. He actually stopped going to work, and if he has no job and I'm his girlfriend, it means that I need to work harder to get the money, pay the rent, get some food. And every single day he'd just wake up and watch TV, play games like on the TV, and I'd come back home to like an unmade bed, dirty utensils, a smelly house, the toilet seat is up, he's used it, he's not cleaned it up. I mean, like the bare minimum, like flushing a toilet, he'd not even do that. But I came to realize that I was actually enabling him to be that person. Why? Because I was going out of my way to even perform his duties. And I mean, like, a babe can only do that for a very short time, for a very long time. A babe can only be that the man in a relationship for a specific period of time. And I remember like I literally broke down. And I remember like every time I came from work and I tell him, you know what, I need you to like help around the house. And every time I did that, he would, oh my god, he'd actually put the blame on me. And then he'd be like, you're not wife material. You're not who I thought you are. Because in the African setting, a wife material is someone that does the household work, that is cooking, cleaning, um, clothes, uh, everything that needs to be done in the house. And every time I told him, I left this cup here and I left the food here. You ate the food and you did not clean after yourself. And I tell him I just came from work, I'm very tired. He'd be like, clearly you're not the woman I thought you were. He just literally like pulled that narcissistic and gaslighting move on me. He'd say that you're clearly not that wife material of a woman I thought you were. And then he'd go like, other women go to work and they come back to their house and clean after their men, but all you're doing is complaining. And that would actually make me feel so sad, and I would actually end up apologizing for something that I did not do. Keep in mind, I am feeding this man. Whatever clothes that he's wearing, whatever money he's spending, I'm giving it to him. And I go to a point where, and you see, like, especially when you're in a toxic relationship, it's so hard for you to share what you're going through with your friends, because you know so well these friends will shine like the truth on you. It's as if you know exactly what you're doing is wrong, but you do it anyway. And so if you know what to do and you don't do it, you're an idiot. And so I was the idiot, I was the clown. And at one point I thought, why not tell my friends these things? Like, why not share with a friend? And so for me, I've also like stated in one of my videos that I'm very big on words of affirmations. And so anything that is the complete opposite breaks me down. And I used to be this kind of a person that would let things pile up and I'd not talk about it. And I thought that was the meaning of being strong. Turns out I was wrong all along. And so I'd not talk about my man with anyone, rather I'd just like have things eating me up. I'd just be so broken to a point I did not even want to see like another man. And I remember like I almost came to a moment of breaking down like Alma did in front of people. And I was a very bitter babe. I was so addicted to like, like I'm this kind of a person that picks up an addiction. Like if I like music right now, I'll do it up until I get bored. Like it's the only thing I'll be doing. And so you can imagine like being addicted or obsessed with someone that you're in a relationship with, you put in your all. And so when I felt resented by this man, I picked up an addiction. And what was it? Hot beverages. Oh my god, I'm so unfortunate because it's almost 4 years. No, not 4, 3 years being sugar free. However, once in a while, like I cheat like once a month. Like today, I'm cheating, I'm taking sugar today. But I couldn't be more proud of myself because I feel like in that moment I took in sugar and caffeine and nicotine worth 60 years of my life. I was a mess. And I would like to sit here and say that a man pushed me into being that kind of a mess, but I enabled him. And he did not do these things to me out of hatred. It's just who he was in real life. Because even doing like a follow up story on him, he's still the same person. He has like he went into the next relationship and into the next and into the next. And he came back saying that every other woman he meets keeps complaining about the same things I used to complain. And I want you to tell me if the whole statement of every man is the same does not apply to this situation. I'm for um, men empowerment, boy child empowerment, and I feel like a situation out like the situation of Alma Mutheu'S and Gift, whether clout or not, has just been blown out of proportion. I simply feel like this is a girl child asking for help. Like how they say when you sit in shit for so long, it stops smelling. That's simply it with a toxic relationship. Like a toxic relation, like when in a toxic relationship, you know that it's toxic, but you don't want to get out of it. Why? Because you're feeding off each other's energy. And at the end of the day, you know that you are doing something wrong, but because that is you're so attached to that person, you don't want to leave the relationship. And then the whole notion of what will people say is killing most of us. Yeah. And over the years, and I spoke like I also stated like I've been celibate. Like in 2022, I decided to okay. I had been in like several relationships, and so I asked myself, each of these relationship, I'm the one that sort of breaks up with these people. And I sat down with myself and I asked myself, why is it that I find fault in other people? Why is it that I cannot live with certain facts about people? Because in every relationship I've been in, I'm this kind of a person that I own up to my mistake. And if you meet someone that does not own up to their mistake and you're like me, you're going to be very frustrated. And especially if you meet a gaslighter, that's going to damage you completely. And I sat down with myself and I asked myself, why is it that my relationships haven't been working? And I remember like asking myself, what if I actually take the bold step to sort of reach out to an ex and find out what I did wrong in that relationship that they did not like, or what is one thing that I did and they had to put up with, but they did not like. And it's unfortunate because every time I did reach out, and that is not the first person I reached out to. I also reached out to the other person, but I don't know if these people are not genuine, but I just don't want to say it. I feel like there's something wrong with me, and that is I expect people to use common sense a lot. Well, I'm this person who's always ready to learn something. Like if I'm doing something wrong and you teach me how to do it in a better way that is going to benefit the both of us, I will take that. And I change completely. I change from this bad behavior and I change to this. However, every time that I do the same with my partner, they don't easily embrace it. And I'm like, okay. Take a simple example of like when you finish with your cup, kindly clean up after yourself. Or if you happen to have dirty shoes, leave them where we put our dirty shoes. I'm this person that never has a problem with the toilet seat being up. I feel like that is somewhere that we can always compromise. And so actually if I find the toilet seat down, I'll use it and then I'll put it up for you, because I know you will be the next person to use the toilet. And so I never understood why someone cannot use the same sense. And these are some of the things, not really the petty ones like I'm mentioning right now. I mean like something like what can I point out? What's that thing that really pissed me off in a relationship? You know someone that has like repeatedly does something. Let's say I've told my partner that, by the way, when you do this, it really pisses me off. And then they're like, but then I noticed it does piss you off. But then the next time they do the exact same thing. And I was always like, okay, are you doing this to hurt me? Up until I came to realize they were actually doing that intentionally. However, I don't know if it was meant to hurt me. And so being in a toxic relationship does something to you. You know, like how they say monsters make other monsters? Being in a toxic relationship made me some sort of monster, because not I don't know if monster is the right word to use, but it just made me numb. Numb is the right word I was looking for. And I really feel pity for our girl Alma Mutheu'S, because she's at a point in her life where if gifts, music doesn't step up, that babe is going to be numb. Because this is someone that you've given, and for a 25-year-old girl to have given you like 2 to 3 years of her life, that means everything to her. That's like a wastage of time. That is like wasting her entire life. And so I was just there and I was like, okay. So, and let me tell you the meaning of numb in this situation. Growing up in your household, let me speak for myself. Let me just speak like generally. Growing up in your household, there was a way that your parents or your guardians or the extended family, there's a way that they showed love. There's a way that you've been raised in the religious setting to like treat other people, right? I had been the same kind of a person. I was told you need to be loving, you need to be kind, you need to be generous, you need to be cheerful, you need to be focused. Truth to myself, I was all those things before I got into the toxic relationship, where I had to be the man in the relationship. And oh my god. Only to come into the relationship and find that the other person has been raised in a different household, and yes, they've been raised with the same values, but they don't practice them. These are just like theories. And I always felt as if this person was not using their common sense. But in the actual sense, whatever it is that I thought was common is not common in his household. Or it could be he was just a disobedient person who was not even willing to learn. Yeah. And so it just got to a point where all all the kindness fades away, and that is when you immerse yourself in your red flag era. You become a bad babe, you become so unapproachable, you become a babe that is very, very negative. And I mean, like, there's nothing with focusing on yourself for like personal growth, but initially that is not who you are. And personally, I became very selfish. Oh my god, I'm this selfless person, I'm this kind person, I'm this obedient type of babe, I'm this lady that will just sit and watch you winning, I'm this babe that is full of positive energy. But this is not the person that the relationship turned me into. I mean, like, I'd meet someone in the street that's begging for help, like they don't have food, and I'd offer whatever I had, even if it's like, even if I was just eating something, I'd just cut out the part that had maybe my saliva and just give it to them. Or if I have money, I'd just go and get them their piece. If I meet someone without clothes and was maybe probably begging, or maybe like a young child that has no, or maybe like a parent that whose child has been chased from school because they don't have school fees, I'd be that babe of offering whatever it is that I had to chip in to have that kid in school. Not that I was expecting any return or recognition, no, I wasn't expecting that. I'd just do it because it's the right thing to do, because someone is in need and I wanted to help. That's just how I'd be. I'd just like help out and forget about it. And years later, I come across the same parent and he's like, you helped me so much and I got my kid into school. And I realized that all that changed. It changed completely. Why? Just because of our toxic relationship. And I see that every single day. I see people in toxic relationships every single day. And I'm always like, oh my God. For starters, as a lady, how do you even dare get pregnant for a man that beats you up? A man that can batter a lady. How dare you get pregnant for such a man? And I'm always like, okay, is it that I'm a bad person? Or is it that I'm jealous? And I mean, like, there's nothing to be jealous about in a relationship where the man is battering the lady. And I'm always like, is it that I think differently? Or what is there like some sort of enjoyment in a lady being beaten by the man? Is it? And I even got to a point where I thought maybe I wasn't strong enough to like take a man and with all his faults. And there's something that I've learned over the years. And like before getting into a relationship, in the process of vetting the men that approached me, I've always felt like um like 8 years ago, I'd probably date anyone with their flaws. And then into the relationship is when I realized, okay, this wasn't like a one time thing. This is who this person is. And that would be so frustrating. And so a mistake that I have tried to like work on and rectify is trying to identify who this person really is. Like, I know that you have your flaws. I know that probably you don't shower every day, but you shower like once a week. And I'm like, okay, is that something I can actually tolerate in you? Like, is being unhygienic something that I can actually put up with long term? And I always like try to like vet men. If a man approaches me right now, I'd be like, okay, for starters, do I like the physical attraction? Is it there? How do they talk to me? How do they talk to their friends? What do they say about their mothers and fathers? Basically, family in general. And I mean, like, um I've had to like drop someone that I really liked just because he was talking smack about his mom. Because if you can talk like that about your mom, how safe am I? And I almost went to an extent of asking him, why are you talking like this about your mom? But then I realized it's not a me problem, it's his problem. And so I just went ahead and I just dropped him. An amazing gentleman. And I'm always willing to, because if someone is talking, and I'm always willing to like ask someone what happened in your previous relationship such that you broke up. And if all you can say about your ex is, this is the question, what happened in your previous relationship so that you broke up? Like, what went wrong? And if I find someone saying that, my ex, she did this, she did that, she was waking up in the morning, she was not making breakfast for me, yet I wasn't going to work, she was not a wife material, yet I was sitting there as a man, she did not want children, she did not what. I mean, like, the question was, what happened in your previous relationship such that you two broke up? I did not ask what she did wrong. And so for me, that's a red flag. Because here's how I answer the question, what happened in your previous relationship such that you two broke up? I'm always like, one, like you just like, I mean, like, there's a lot that happened in your relationship that triggered you and led to the breakup, but get to the point. For example, there's one of my relationship where we are still friends to date, where my guy uh, didn't swing this way. And so in that kind of a situation, I always answer like, we had different interests in the relationship. And I mean, like, that is a decent answer. And so if someone wants me to go into details, I'll go into details, but I will not talk negatively about my ex and say, he did this, he did not make the best rice, he did not take me out on a date, he did not do that. Now, and you see, if your man did not do these things to you in your next relationship, tell the man that you just met that, I like to be taken out on dates. Or maybe like, I like to be swept off my feet with flowers and chocolate. And oh my god, let me just give you some tea. The other day, I've been having like some financial problems in my life, and I know that one day they'll come to an end because I'm putting in the work. And I met a man. I mean, like, I can take care of myself a little. Although with the current economy in Kenya, it's a bit difficult, but I can at least take care of myself. But again, I cannot date a man that is on the same level as me. I need to date a man that is way above my level. A man that will not be intimidated with me trying to like set a pace right now because I know it's going to lead to fruition in the future. I need someone like that. And so the other day I just met someone and I told him, okay, this is my plant back here. I've had this plant for several months. I got it this year, and so I've been with it for several months, like more than 6 months, moving with it from house to house. And so I'm a lover of Christmas. Oh my god. Okay, I had bought these Christmas balls, like the decorations, a few months ago. Like, that was like the beginning of the year. I had bought them because I always try and buy things off season because they're cheaper. And so I met this guy and I told him the only thing that I would want this Christmas is a 6 feet, 6 or 7 feet Christmas tree. And he went like, who does that? Like, who wants such things? And okay, and I was like, okay, because he had asked me, what would you want for Christmas? Like, what? No, not even want. What would you change about your Christmas this year? And I told him, all I would want for this Christmas season is a Christmas tree, 6 to 7 feet tall. Anyway, he went like, who likes that? You know. And that actually really did hurt my feelings, because what do you mean by who wants that? For starters, you asked me a question. I was only answering because, and my answer is based off of what I feel would make me happy. And so I never really bothered to tell him why I wanted that. For me, I like Christmas trees because they just get me into that mood of Christmas. For example, if I had a Christmas tree, like that is one of the investments I plan on making. A Christmas tree, a 6 or 7, let's say a 7 feet Christmas tree is around about 10,000 Kenya shillings. When I get, if I get money, if I got like 10,000 right now, I'd literally put it on that tree. I'd invest it on that tree. Why? Because this is a tree that I'll be reusing every other year. And for me, those are the kind of investments that I always look forward to. You see, like this tree, this plant behind me. Ouch. Oh, I have a cold. The plant behind me. This plant will keep growing. And the joy that I experience with it is I get to see it grow. And every time I wake up and I see the plant, maybe like a leaf has fully grown or has come out of its bud, that's the things that make me happy. And so for someone to like tell me who likes a Christmas tree during the Christmas season, I was like, oh my god, this is a man that is more likely not to validate my feelings. And so, what did I do? I took my scissors and cut him off. It's so easy. I just cut you off, and I delete your number. When you text, when you call, I don't take your phone calls. When you text, I don't reply. Because at the end of the day, when you sit in shit for so long, it stops to smell. And so I guess that's it from me today. I hope you do enjoy this episode. Um, have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, night, depending on the time that you are watching this episode from. I've been your girl, Gladys, unscripted. Bye bye.